M is a Cabernet Sauvignon that is produced exclusively from the Animo Vineyard here in Atlas Peak. Hillside vineyards, generally you have less soil, you have rolling hills which gives you variable exposures. So when you blend those together, you get layers of flavor and complexity in the wine. We're at 1,600 feet up here. The valley floor goes from 100 to about 200 feet elevation. For every 1,000 feet higher you are, you generally lose 6 to 7 degrees of temperature. So we're 9-10 degrees cooler up here than down on the valley floor. What's beautiful about that is the cooler the climate that brings a grape to full maturity, the longer the growing season, the more flavor in the grape. You have to chew the skin, notice the flavor. You have to chew the seed to see that the sharp tannin has matured to soft tannin. Not ready yet. If it's too firm, it's not mature. If it's too soft, it's too raisiny, you maybe are late. But it's a beautiful firmness, maybe slightly too firm, which means it's still not quite ready. Look at the seeds. They're still green in the color. And just to check the flavor of the skin. Very good flavor, a little sharp tannin right now. Probably 4 to 6 days and sharpness will disappear. There'll be a little more richness. And now taste the seed. The seed's a little sharp. Now, I felt that a single vineyard wine from this vineyard would compete with the great wines of the world. And you go back and study the history of the great wines. First of all, in Bordeaux or Burgundy, they're always single estates. They're not a blend of 5 or 6 different parcels. We'll have between 12 and 14 separate days of harvest over about a 3-week period. And we only harvest the vines that we feel are mature and ready. 90% of the winemaking is done right here in the vineyard. Mother Nature doesn't care if we're ready or not. If the grapes are at optimum maturity, we have about a 12 to 24 hour window. If we're a day or two early or a day or two late, it just kind of detracts from the optimum quality of the wine. And we're on a little slope here, kind of facing north. This northern slope will be harvested about a week to 10 days minimum later than the area that's flat. And the area that has a southern slope and a better exposure to the sun is the first that we'll harvest. And so again, these leaves are nothing more than solar collectors. They collect with the photosynthesis, create the sugar and maturity in the skin and seed. The harvest of the soil gives us the flavor. And it's that balance of the harvesting the sun, harvesting the soil, and then picking those grapes at the optimum moment. The interesting thing about this wine is it's, I think, quite unique. It's enjoyable today being very young because the grapes were properly mature, the seeds were delicate when we fermented it. This wine should go for 30 or 35 years before starting to, and the reason for that is the balance of the wine. Big, intense wines don't age. The 74 Cabernet that got great accolades for Napa Valley is not as elegant and as enjoyable today as the 1973 or the 1975 vintages because those wines were more elegant. What I wanted to do here was to have a nice, powerful wine with a good finish, an elegant finish, but the wine had to be balanced. And it's that balance that gives you the ageability. It's the balance that gives you the drinkability.
How involved do you get in the winemaking of this wine?
What winemaking? Oh, we got to do some outtakes. Yeah, exactly.